Hi, this is Diana Binck, and I'm here with my friend and colleague Elaine Williams, who is here to talk to us about implicit curriculum. Thank you for joining us, Elaine.
Hi, I'm happy to be here. Sort of here, virtually talking together. Anyway, when we think about the children we care for at school, what do you think comes to mind for most people?
Well, I'd say academic skills, reading, writing, arithmetic, textbooks, lesson plans, curriculum.
Yeah, you're right, that's true. But really, we know that there are generally three different types of curriculum.
What do you mean?
Well, what we usually think of as curriculum is called the explicit curriculum. This is what the teaching team members intend to teach.
So, the things I mentioned before, like multiplication tables, the structure of a cell, or how to write an essay?
Right. But it may also be any other lessons where the teaching's planned. For example, communication or turn-taking skills are not really thought of as a subject in school, but teaching teams often plan specific activities for fostering these skills.
Now that I'm thinking of it, there are many programs that we teach in school that aren't the typical reading, writing, and math. For example, emotional vocabulary and the VIP program, or social skills programs, like when staff create a routine, structure, or activity for a child to do during unstructured time.
Yeah, exactly. All of these are examples of explicit curriculum because they're planned learning.
How about extracurricular sports and clubs?
Yep, that too. And now that you mention it, extracurricular activities can be an important part of learning when they're intended to teach skills besides just a layup or writing for the school newspaper.
You mean that if the teacher or leader, or in the situation we're in now, the parent, builds teaching things like perseverance, good sportsmanship, teamwork, and other life lessons into their coaching or teaching, then this becomes explicit curriculum?
Exactly. That's exactly right. The second type of curriculum is called the null curriculum, and that is what is not taught.
Pardon?
It may seem silly at first, but think about the things that have been put into and taken out of public school learning over the decades.
Well, yeah, remember our recent political debate that led to the revision of our sex ed curriculum?
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Now, subjects may not be taught in classrooms for a variety of reasons. Subjects may be omitted or even banned from public curriculum for reasons related to cultural viewpoints or political views, like sex ed.
So would another example be the way we teach history?
Yeah.
If we only teach about historical events from the perspective of the majority, then the stories and voices of minority populations become the null curriculum?
Yeah, exactly. But another reason for a subject to become part of the null curriculum, or at least to receive less focus than we'd like it to, is because of time constraints, or because they seem less relevant to current social norms or educational theories.
Like cursive writing or home economics?
Yep.
Okay. It isn't that these topics aren't valuable, but, so little time, so much to teach.
Yep, that's right. What we don't teach our children can affect what they learn and how they live. What this short series will be concerned with most, though, is the implicit curriculum. Implicit curriculum refers to the kinds of learning that are derived from the very nature and organizational design of the learning environment, as well as from the behaviors and attitudes of the teaching team. In this case, the learning environment we're talking about is school, well, and now homeschool.
What do you mean?
Well, if the explicit curriculum is the what, then the implicit curriculum is the how. What I mean is the way we deliver information, our offhand comments, how much time we spend on it, how excited or invested we are in teaching it, as well as how we treat our students, like where we sit, how we invite questions and dialogue. All of this affects the messages that the student takes in the lessons they learn, in addition to the explicit lessons that we intend them to learn. But we can look at that more closely in another podcast.
What about the messages they get from larger society?
Well, some wider definitions of implicit curriculum also include messages from larger society, such as social media, family, and friends. There are lots of examples and arguments in the literature regarding factors of implicit curriculum that can be harmful, like prejudices, or biases, or beneficial to learning process. For our purposes here, though, we can focus on 3 specific areas. We can talk about scheduling, conscious and unconscious messages, and peer and social inputs as agents for implicit learning.
Okay, so can you sum up what we've learned today?
Well, I guess what's most important to remember is that teaching others involves not only what we plan to teach, like say how to calculate area, but also how we teach it and the environment we teach it in, that's implicit curriculum, and also what is not taught, that's the null curriculum. These are all ingredients that go into effective teaching.
Thank you. Okay, so over the next little while, we will discuss implicit curriculum and suggest some strategies that you can use to help create a supportive learning environment when teaching the children you care for. We hope you'll join us next time for this ongoing discussion. Also, check the website for our new resources and podcasts. Let's talk soon.